Dear brothers and sisters of India, my name is Professor M.S. Rao. I am an executive coach, executive educator, and author of 30 leadership books. One of my leadership books, titled 21 Success Sutras for Leaders, has been ranked as one of the top 10 leadership books by San Diego University, America, for the year 2013. It is being widely read across the world. My vision is to build 1 million students as global leaders by 2030. I have coined a new leadership perspective, soft leadership, which is making waves across the world, which is drawing international attention. I have contributed lots of research papers. One of the research papers published by Emerald is the most frequently downloaded one. This concept can be applied for companies and countries for betterment and prosperity. Because of this concept, I have been named as the father of soft leadership in this world. Today we celebrate India's Republic Day. We need to take stock of what we have achieved and what we are yet to achieve and what are all the strengths and what are all the areas of concern. When we look at the strengths, India is the largest democracy in the world. India has got the largest speaking English population in the world. India is the oldest civilization with the youngest population. Youngest population means we have majority of the youth below the age of 35 years. So it's a major plus point for India and Indians. Apart from that, we are able to produce goods and services at low cost without compromising the quality. For instance, we sent Mangalyaan to Mars and showed to the world that we Indians can produce at low cost without compromising the quality. And we Indians also showed to the world that we are very strong in space and technology. Not only in space and technology, our Indian IT professionals they are bringing a lot of laurels to India. Wherever they go, they shine, they do well, they bring a lot of glory to our country. We are very strong in information technology, we are very strong in mathematics. We invented zero and we teach yoga to the world. Likewise, there are number of areas we are very strong. The world is watching us very closely and cleanly how we are going to grow in the years to come because we have a lot of opportunities ahead because we have the youngest population in this world. Coming to the challenges, we don't have adequate infrastructure. We need to bring a lot of reforms in infrastructure. Only when you have strong infrastructure, you will be able to build strong superstructure. With strong superstructure, you will be able to build a strong nation. So we need to emphasize on reforms. Secondly, we are having a lot of corruption. When globally India tops in corruption, I'm very sad to note. And corruption has become a cancer to our society. Most of the money goes into the wrong hands of people and into the private coffers of politicians. So we need to check it. So likewise, there are a number of challenges. We also have people without any homes. So we need to build homes. There is growing urbanization because people are migrating from rural areas to urban areas. Likewise, there are a number of challenges we are having. And we also have threat to secularism. Some of the politicians, they divide society in the name of regionalism, religion, caste, and language, which is not good. Swami Vivekananda said very long ago that India stands for cultural richness and diversity. He highlighted India's greatness as a melting point where people of all faiths will live with fraternity. So we need to support secularism because through secularism we'll be able to build a strong country and where people of all faiths will live with peace and prosperity, with mutual trust and respect. And apart from these concerns, globally there is one more concern. The baby boomers are retiring. Baby boomers means the old people they are retiring. That means there is a dearth of leadership talent across the world, and it's applicable for India also. Once these experienced people go away, the leadership talent goes away, and the young people, they are also known as Gen Y, around below the 30 years of age. So they are not equipped to take up leadership roles and responsibilities because they have not been groomed. So we need to groom Indian youth as leaders so that they'll be able to take on leadership roles and responsibilities. We also have one more challenge, that is skills challenge. Most of the Indian students are not equipped with employability skills. We need to focus on employability skills. Why this challenge is coming? Because the kind of education we have is defective. Because we emphasize on 3 hours: read, write, and reproduce. Most of the students, they cram the content, they mug up, they reproduce without understanding the essence. So it is killing creativity, and they are not able to analyze the things well, they are not able to understand the ideas, and they are not able to apply the ideas. So we need to emphasize on right education, and we need to emphasize on employability skills, so that we'll be able to avail the opportunities, and we'll be able to enhance employment. And also those who are interested, they can also grow as entrepreneurs. So coming to the close, what I would like to say is that be responsible, be accountable. Don't be selfish, be an altruist. Always add value to others. Don't ask what the country has done to you. Always ask yourself what you are giving back to your country. Don't ask what the society has done to you. Always ask yourself what you are adding to the society. So when there is change in your mindset that we have to add value to others, then definitely we'll be able to build a strong country and a great nation. So I request all people to develop the attitude of adding value to others and adding value to society to build a strong country, so that you'll be able to lead India and lead India globally as a superpower. Jai Hind.